Hi, guys. My name is Nelson Roth. I am a citizen of the United States of America. I live in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I have an issue against police brutality, and it's for all police, men in uniform, men that are sworn here to protect and serve our community, which are not because they don't care. So I am going to talk about this issue because it's a problem for our nation and the world. And I think everyone should hear it. And I think everyone would agree with these issues. We have police chiefs who need to learn to start looking at background checks on all their police men and women that they hire in their department so we could avoid being abused and having to worry about white police officers or black or any race killing innocent people for no reason. I'm here to say I want it stopped. And I am here as a citizen of the United States in Allentown, Pennsylvania, will not stand by and let this continue. I hear about it on YouTube News. I hear it on Channel 6 in Philadelphia. The reason why our neighborhoods are, you hear shootings in our streets, I'll tell you this here, because every time we have an issue, an emergency, it always has something to do with the police. Most of them are the white police, white police officers. We got most of them that probably have a domestic violence on their record, and those police departments decide and think, oh, we could keep those men and women on in our department, but really you shouldn't do that because they're the ones causing the issues. Why do you think these shootings here in our streets keep happening? Why do you think people's lives are getting taken? Because you're not serving and protecting like you were trained to do. So if the police chief thinks smarter, look at all the background checks on all the men and women you hired in your police department. If they have a domestic violence on their record, those people should be fired, not working as a police officer so they could do it. That's how you avoid these issues. That's how you make our neighborhoods safe. We want police officers in our street, in departments that are gonna learn to follow the law that they were trained to do and use that badge with common sense. If you can't have common sense, you can't be a police officer. I tell you this here, we got police officers that do traffic stops. When we're getting our cell phones so we can record the abuse that they use towards us, they use this as an excuse. Oh, he's got a gun. And guess what? They shoot us. For what? We're trying to record your ass because you're abusing us. You don't do that. They didn't train you to do that. They train you to serve and protect your community. If you can't serve and protect your community as a police officer, you shouldn't be on the force. And if you think murder is on your list, hey, we can do whatever we want, then you belong in jail then. Because you don't belong as a police officer. You weren't trained to, oh, I serve and protect your community so you can go and kill us whenever you want when you do a traffic stop, or discriminate us, or plant drugs on us and turn off your cameras when you're supposed to have it on. We have cops, men in uniform, even the women, yes, that do that get away with breaking the law because they think that badge, oh, we can do whatever the hell we want. You can't do whatever the hell you want. You're supposed to follow the law like everybody else. If you think you're going to use that badge as an excuse to do whatever you want, that you're mistakenly wrong. You're not above the law. No one is. No one is above the law. And if anybody would like to talk to me about the discussion about this police brutality, you can talk to me because I'm here to listen. I want to talk to any viewers on my channel that would love to talk to me because this is an issue here. I want the world to know this is an issue and it has to stop. And the only way we can stop is if we let our voice be heard because we deserve that. We have the right to have our voice be heard because we don't need to be tolerated, abused by police officers as a continuance and think, oh, it's okay. We got our children getting hit in the line of fire by white police officers because they think it's okay to do, because they think that badge they have, oh, we could do whatever we want. No, you can't. Your ass belongs in jail like Derek Chauvin that killed George Floyd. If you think you can do that, then your ass belongs in jail. That's it. Bottom line. We have the right of a free speech to stop these police officers, how they are here to, oh, we're here to protect and serve. You ain't here to protect and serve. I have police officer here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I live at 1025 East Turner Street. When I call the police because I have certain issues with my agency, person, directs, and supports, and I have issues with them, and I always tell the police, oh, I know you're here to protect and serve. I have a few police officers that have told me, actually, we're not here to protect and serve. Then why you got the badge on then, officer? Huh? And it was a white police officer that told me that. Then why are you here as a police officer then? A police officer, you're sworn in because you're supposed to protect and serve your community. If you can't use that badge like you're supposed to, maybe you shouldn't have it. Maybe you shouldn't be in uniform. How's that? You should be a citizen like me, a normal resident inside your home. Maybe you shouldn't be a police officer. Maybe you shouldn't have that badge that you claim. Oh, I want to be a police officer. Oh, you went to school to be a police officer. Then why do you just tell me, oh, I'm not here to protect and serve? Then why are you a police officer then? That's what I'd like to know. Then why are you a police officer? I don't get it. You were sworn in, you went to school, college, so you could be a police officer, and you know the training they do. They train you to be a police officer and tell you the laws that you don't do that you're supposed to follow. So if you think, oh, we were trained to do this, but hey, I had this badge here. They're not around me. I can do whatever the fuck I want as a police officer. No, you can't. No, you can't. Laws ain't different compared to us. They abide by you too. You gotta follow them too. Yeah, so that's the problem. We got police officers who think they can do whatever they want and get away with it. That we're just gonna stand here and stand by and let it continue. And it's mostly the white people, not just the black cops and the Hispanics. It's the white cops. They're racist. They don't like black people. And they don't like Hispanics. So they think they can target us and kill us whenever they want and get away with it. Why do you think there's shootings in our streets? Too much. Why do you think the crime rate is skyrocket? It's just not Biden of the southern border. We could clean it up. It's these white police officers. They don't know how to respond properly like they should. They get nasty with us. I think they just kill us. That's it. When it's not needed. Then they say, oh, it's justified. It's not justified. These police chiefs in all police departments all over the world, especially the United States, they need to look at their background checks. If you see anybody that has a domestic violence on the record, they need to be fired. They should be a police officer. That's the only way our streets and neighborhoods are going to be safe here in the United States of America. I'm telling all viewers here nationwide, if anybody is listening to my show, I kid you not, I'm being honest with you. I know the laws here, and I see how things are going. If the police here don't like coming out to calls all the time, then these police chiefs and the police departments need to do their part. If you're here to help us and serve and protect us, then you need to start looking at your books. You need to look at your books and look at the ones that have domestic violence on. If you see any men in uniform that you have that might have domestic violence, fire them. Same with the women. If you see anybody that has domestic violence, they don't belong as a police officer. You need to fire them immediately. Because they are the ones that are causing the trouble here in our streets. That's why we have shootings in our streets. That's a problem. So you got judges, you got police officers, you got lawyers, you got governors, you got presidents. The president, look, let me tell you this here. We're here trying to clean the streets here, okay? That's what we want, right? We want safer streets and neighborhoods that we can live in. We want to feel safe when we come out of our home, when we take the garbage out. We want to be able to have our kids play in the yard. We can't do that. Want to know why? Because the police chiefs in our police stations won't look at his books and see which police officer they hired has a domestic violence on their rap sheet. And I just hope President Biden is looking here also too, because I want the president, I hope he's listening in too, watch me on my live show here, because I think President Biden needs to look at this very, very clearly, because I'm being honest. I would love to go to the White House for a breakfast with them too. Let me tell you this, because that's the topic, because I'm into politics. I've been. Since the new year, I told everybody, hey, I'm going to be running into politics. Certain things that I don't like, that I want fixed. And that topic is the policy on our police. We got men in uniform and women in uniform that don't belong because they got a domestic violence sheet. Those don't belong. That needs to be looked into because that's an issue. That's why our crime rate in our neighborhoods and streets here and counties are high, because you're not hiring the right police officers. You're not sitting down talking to them. Why? Why should we keep you as a police officer in a department? That's what you need to do. You take those domestic violence police officers off the street, take their badge away, fire them. I can see the crime rate in our streets might go down. But also too, look, we got an issue with gangs. We got little kids going into gangs, joining gangs. I'll tell you another reason with that also too, parenting. We have parents who don't care about their children that they have. What? If your 5-year-old son, what? You send him out in the street to to play with his friends. Well, you should be supportive and taking care of your kid. You wonder why child care services take your kid, because you're not being supportive of your kid. You want to go out and hang out at the clubs while someone babysits your kid. Bad parenting. Very bad. I'm going to tell everybody nationwide, everybody, because this is the main concern here in the world here. Police brutality and people not keeping an eye on their kids. You married a man, right? Walked down the aisle because you promised to love each other, have kids, and love and support. Right? And you said that in a church in front of thousands of people that let you get married. I would think that you'd be honest with God and say, hey, yeah, I'm going to be supportive of my kid. But you don't do that. You send them out 4 or 5 o'clock to do whatever you want, smoke weed, do crack, do fentanyl, drink alcohol, go to clubs. That's bad parenting. It shouldn't be happening. You wanted that kid, so you're supposed to take care of it and love it. It's your kid. You don't send your kid outside when they're 5 years old. When I have kids, when I get my woman here, when I get my girlfriend here, from Philadelphia to here in Allentown, I'm going to be supportive of my kids. Yeah, because I'm planning on having kids someday. I'm going to be supportive. I'm going to make sure that I spend time with them until they're 21, because I'm going to let them know when they're 21 to start looking for a job. So that way they could get a family of their own and get their own place to live. And I'm going to let them know, hey, if you screw up, you can't keep coming to mom and dad to bail you out of jail because you do a crime. You did the crime, you do the time. Because I did crimes, I did the time. But again, we got police chiefs here and counties here that need to step up. You're telling people, your counties, we want to make our streets and neighborhoods a better environment. You need to look at your books. You need to look at your books and see which police officers you hired have a domestic violence in the book. And you need to fire them. Keep the ones that don't have domestic violence because we need those cops. Those cops are good. Those belong here to work as a police officer. You need to start looking at your books, which you don't do. Peace out.